Hello, everybody out there. Layla Black here, and I am here with one of my most favorite people in the whole entire world. One woman that I have seen totally blossom and her wings spread and see her step into her purpose and her power and her true authentic role in this world and the difference that she's making. So I'm really excited that you get the chance to meet her. I can't wait for you to read her chapter in the book. So if you don't have the book yet, make sure that you get your hands on it. There should be a button somewhere on this page that will take you to get the book and support these women. This collaborative piece of work is like a precious gem. And I can't explain it any other way other than how incredibly beautiful it came together with all of these different voices. And Marisol's story is so inspiring, and I'm going to let her tell it to you, but I want you to really, really pay attention. I want you to really listen to the words that she shares with you, because they come from a place of power. They come from a personal place of experience and of true heart. So open your hearts for a second and get to know Marisol, one of our authors in our brand new book, Power, which is available on Amazon right now. So Marisol, hello,
Hi,
my
everybody.
dear. We go way back. How long have we known each other now? Maybe 6 years?
At least.
That is a long time. It's especially when it comes to this world where you're meeting so many different people, and so many people cross your path, and you meet, you're in a different company, or you're doing a different thing, or you're going a different way, and it's always been a relationship that I valued so much. So tell us a little bit about your journey with the Superwoman Connection.
I'd be more than happy to. Thank you so much for having me out. I have to say that you have been such an inspiration to me, and you're pulling me out of where I was, in that place of no kind of power, really, in that place of weakness, in that really dark place. When you reached your hand out and said, "Hey, let's go, girl." And, we took this journey together. And basically, I mean, the Superwoman Connection wasn't even formed at that time. And yet I watched you empower so many women, including myself, and I watched the whole Superwoman Connection being born, which has been amazing. But prior to that, I'm going to backtrack. First of all, I'm going to say hello to your beautiful little girl. Hi, B. I actually, when Layla found me, I was battling a terminal cancer diagnosis. I was told, basically, it was a long time ago in the springtime, long before Layla. I've been battling on and off, and gosh, it's been going on since 2000, since the year 2000. So that's how long it's been. And it was springtime, and the doctors didn't think I was going to last the summer, basically. They told me I was terminal. And at that point, when you hear that kind of diagnosis, when you hear that kind of devastation, it's like life is already over, because they are the authority and you believe them. You believe that to be true. And so I definitely believed that to be true until I heard the words, "Prepare your kids to live without their mother." And for me, that one sentence from the doctor is really what saved my life. Because at that point, instead of accepting that terminal diagnosis, I knew that I was going to do everything in my power to defy it. And that's what I set out to do. And by the grace of God, I'm still standing here. So obviously, just because the test results say something, just because the doctors say something, just because your body says something, doesn't necessarily make it true, because you have the power within you to turn things around. Layla, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to pause a second because
That's okay. That's okay. I know those little puppies. They always want to be heard. They're kind of like children in that sense. So, yes, Marisol, when you're telling your story and you're sharing those moments, I think we might have actually lost her. She's probably going to come back on. I know, total. That's the craziness of working from home. And me and Marisol have been able to do that together for the last little while. So we know all of the struggles of grandbabies and babies and chihuahuas and all the awesome stuff that can happen on live camera. So, with that being said, I really want to touch on something that Marisol said. And she said, that sentence from the doctor, prepare your children to live without their mother. She had such a resistance to that sentence. That sentence was more painful than anything else. And what are we? We are motivated by pain, right? We do not want to feel that pain. And so when you can leverage something like that, when it comes to building your business, when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to quitting smoking, you have to create that emotional leverage that says, there is no other option. There is no other way, because I will not prepare my children to live without their mother. And I want to be there in every moment. And now seeing your daughters grow up, seeing them, follow their dreams and in the recording studios and making music videos and, just out there totally crushing life. It's like, you were meant to be here and there was no other option. So welcome back, Marisol. We're glad that you made it back.
Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of daughters, that was my daughter at the door. Sorry, but when you work at home, things happen.
Yeah, I was just explaining that. It's crazy. So yes, tell us, how things shifted at that moment.
So things absolutely shifted. I flipped the switch. I understood that. And as a matter of fact, there's a line from one of my favorite books, The Alchemist. If you want something bad enough, the universe will help you achieve it. And that's exactly what I counted on. And I want to get a little bit into the Superwoman connection, though, and what that did for me at that time. And some of you are going to be able to relate, because when you're in this place and things are happening to you, even though you're surrounded by people who love you, you're surrounded by people who you love. I was surrounded by my church, by my community. I had a brick and mortar business that was a school. So I was surrounded by my parents. I was surrounded by my kids. I was surrounded by so much support. And yet, because I felt like I had to protect them from my fear, I had to protect them from my pain, I had to protect them from what I was feeling, there was a very big place in me that was alone, even though I was surrounded by so much love and support. And it was because I could not really communicate what I was feeling without them, or I was going to make them afraid, or if I showed them how much pain I was actually in, it was going to, devastate them. And so, you're in this place where you really can't talk to anybody who's around you, because you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to, whatever's happening to you, to affect them. And so the Superwoman connection, Layla enters my life and these other women, and all of a sudden I have a safe place to be who I am and to really talk about what I'm going through and the pain and the hurt and the darkness, and have people to bounce these things off of who are going through their own stuff. And you know what? Together, we're not just going through, we're getting through, and we're becoming stronger, we're lifting each other. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but it was really at that place, that you really feel like there's nothing else there. And then all of a sudden there's this group of powerful women, and we're drawing our power from each other, and all of us have our own weaknesses, and yet together we're becoming so much stronger. And that's what the Superwoman connection is and was for me, and pulled me out of that space where I could really share what I was actually going through without worrying about how afraid they were going to be, because they were there to support me. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to worry about hurting my kids. I didn't have to worry about my mom flipping out. I didn't have to worry about my sisters. You know what I mean? Because I had a set of Superwomen sisters who had the same energy that I did and had the same belief that I did. And so fear was not allowed to enter into the equation, because we knew that with the energy that we put out, with the intentions that we set, with, that we knew we developed this power because we understood the way the law of attraction works, where maybe my friends and family and my kids did not, and maybe they wanted to believe that, but each of us in our own way really understood that when you want something bad enough, the universe truly will help you aspire to achieve it. And so while my family was looking at the test results and was listening to the doctors and was, listening to everything that was going on in the real world, quote unquote, my superwoman sisters understood that there was a realm, a deeper realm, that can pull you out of that so-called reality where you can create your own. And that's what has sustained me, to be able to understand that I didn't have to accept what anything was saying other than my own personal inner power, my own mind, because at every single turn, at every single path, I actually found a way through holistic healing to be here where there was no hope for me, held out by the doctors. I was with the Lakota tribe in California. I've been to Ecuador with the Quechuan tribe. I've been to Mexico, to the Gerson Clinic. At every single turn, there was a place for me to go, a place for me to be, because the universe responded in kind to say, here's the path. I'm shining the light. All you've got to do is be brave enough to walk it. Be brave enough to believe. Be brave enough to take that leap of faith and let go of that fear. And that's how I was able to flip the switch. And when you read my chapter, what you're going to find out is how you too can flip the switch in whatever's going on in your life, whatever area, whatever aspect, what it can do for you when you actually literally flip the switch and just turn everything around. And that's what the super women mean to me. That was just, to be able to have this group of women, even now, when you're going through ups and downs, where somebody will pick up the phone and say, hey, I haven't seen you. You okay? Things going all right? You need somebody to bounce something off of. I mean, it was just the other day, one of our super women, Rosa Lindsay, she called me up, and right away she's like, hey girl, what's going on? I haven't seen you, and, so it's just a beautiful thing to be in that kind of community where we're always supporting, uplifting, and helping each other and reaching out to one another and truly understanding each other and drawing power from each other's stories. That's the other thing that the Superwoman and Layla has done for me too. Layla, I never knew my story, would even inspire anybody or help anybody. I didn't even know how to tell it. I hated to get in front of the video camera. I was so self-conscious, and all of that shifted when I understood, like you will when you read the book, that you have a voice, you have a story, and there's so many people out there that need to hear it. They need to hear from you. And that's what the Superwoman Connection has done for me. It's helped me find that voice.
And there are so many people out there that couldn't imagine their life without your voice in it. So, just being that beacon, being that message. We're not perfect. None of us superwomen ever claim to be perfect, but we are on a path, and we accept each other as we are, and we understand that we accept ourselves as we are. We accept our own imperfections and our own flaws and our own moments of weakness. As long as we have that strength and that awareness, like Marisol said, to flip the switch on, to turn the lights on, to recognize what we truly want in life, and the universe will create it for us. And, we're so grateful. Every time I see your picture, every time I see you post on Facebook, it's like I have this moment of gratitude inside of me that you are here, that you made that decision, because I do believe that a lot of the things that bring people down are mental. Even though we're going through a physical, you may be going through a physical battle, you still have that strength of mind, and that is truly the defining, that's really what sets you apart from someone who could let that totally engulf them. So we're just grateful that we could be here for you during this entire journey, through all the ups and downs, and create that safe space for you to find your voice. Because like I said, It is so important. So, Marisol, you kind of answered all the questions. I don't really have to ask you any other questions because you just were on a roll there. It was awesome. So, as far as anyone that is watching right now, any ladies that are watching that are not part of the Superwoman Connection, or they're you know, they're kind of like, oh, a women's group, you know, is that really what I want to do? And I'm totally, like, I was totally there at one point in my life, but this one's different. So tell them a little bit on, you know, why this is different, why this is something that they must do, why this is something that will be pivotal in their journey to whatever destiny they want to create.
Well, I have to start by just giving just amazing shout outs to all the women that are actually in the Superwomen Connection group, because I've seen so many women who have never, just like me, never even thought they could be in front of a video camera, cut their very first video, then their second, then their third, then all of a sudden they're like on a roll at their 50th or 60th video, and they're doing such an amazing job at really reaching people. So many women who didn't think that they had that much to offer, you know, that they thought, well, if I'm going to be a part of this group, you know, people are going to be helping me, but I can't help anybody. What do I have to offer? That all of a sudden find themselves helping people, uplifting people, you know, connecting with people, getting accountability partners, and really, you know, forming a strong connection and a strong bond that they've never had, you know. And that's, you know, being a part of this family, because that's what we are. We're a family. Yes, we're a Superwomen Connection. Yes, we believe in power and stepping into your power. And what's going to happen is when you get connected, you're going to find incredible, incredible women who, yes, have weaknesses, have faults, but even through all of that, we step into our power together as a united front. You know, if one person is down, there's 5 people picking that one person up. You know, that's just how we are. That's just what we do. And to be a part of such a support, I mean, I've never seen it anywhere else, to be honest. Yes, I've seen places, plenty of places where you get tons of support, but the kind of support that these sisters, my sisters offer, you know, our sisters offer, is the kind of support you're not going to find anywhere else. And it's the kind of support that you really do need, even if you don't believe it, even if you don't know it. You know, some people think, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need all that support. I'm good. And I'm like, well, just get into the group. Just get in, you know, just check it out. If you could always drop the group, right? You could always, you know, go and click and just say leave group and be gone. But once you're in, that's not going to happen. That doesn't happen because you understand the gold mine that you found in love and support and unconditional love. You know, so many times women are catty and they're so competitive, and we understand that it's cooperation, not competition, that's going to lead each and every one of us to our greatest success. And by cooperating with each other, by uplifting each other, by supporting one another, we all, you know, achieve what we set out to do.
Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't have put it any better myself. And, you know, just summing up what the Superwoman Connection really means. And it's such a living force, a living being, you know, it's just, it's magical. I've seen women come in there who honestly had no voice. Like you said, there, what do I have to offer? You know, what do I have to say? Why would anyone want to listen to me? And now they're telling their story, they're living their dream, they're stepping into their power, they're speaking on stages, they're writing books, you know, so it's just really, really awesome to see this evolution happen. And it's not too late. It's never too late. You know, I don't care what age you are. I don't care what point you were at in your life. If you are feeling like you were meant to make an impact, you have a power inside you. You have this fire inside you that you're like trying to figure out, okay, well, I am meant to do something. This is exactly the group that will help you step into that, will help you discover it. You know, whatever it is for you. Most people don't take the time to actually say to themselves, you know, if I didn't have to worry about bills, if I didn't have to worry about paying the car payment or the rent or making groceries, you know, what would I be doing with my time? Where would I be putting it? Where would I be spending it? And they don't ask those questions. So we want to help you ask those questions. We want to help you make those dreams a reality. And it's all about, like Marisol said, flipping the switch and making that decision right here. Right here. So yeah, thanks so much, Marisol. It's always awesome to catch up with you and to see your beautiful face, because you're like one of my angels who I often think of. And that's the cool thing about the Superwoman connection, is that you form these connections that they stretch past any any continent. They stretch past any sort of barriers, any differences, and it's just straight love, and it's hard to find anywhere else. Anywhere else. So get your hands on the book. It's like ridiculously crazy cheap, and it will totally change your life if you let it. If you let it. So, Marisol, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me out, Layla. I love you, woman. Mwah.
Mwah. All right, we're gonna go maybe off cam, go do some baby talk for a little bit before we have to go. So everybody out there, make sure you click the button, get the book, support your Superwoman, and plug in to this community so that you can truly step into your power, find whatever your passion, your purpose is, and learn from an amazing crew of women how to actually monetize that, how to package it into a business, into a brand, into an income stream, so us ladies can, bring home the bacon. So that's what it's all about. All right, so peace out. We'll
Peace
see
out.
everybody. See you guys in the book. Bye.